Okay, so this evening we are going to be taking a flight in the Black Square Duke, the Piston Duke, in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, which was released a couple of days ago. We're going to go for a flight between, let me just get this right in my head, we're going to go flight between Johnstown in Pennsylvania. So if we look at this on the map, Johnstown in Pennsylvania, over across the border into Cleveland in Ohio. Along the way we'll fly over the top of Pittsburgh, so that will provide us a bit of interest. And we're running say intentions in the background to provide general aviation aircraft around us and some commercial aircraft as well. So we can see we're on the ground here at Johnstown. And I'm going to jump inside the Duke and we'll have a look at it. So we've got peace and quiet. Now we're away from the noise of the other aircraft around us on the apron, which is always nice. So if you've never seen the Duke before, there's two aircraft in the Duke family. There's the Piston Duke and the Turbine Duke. This is the Piston Duke, obviously has piston engines. The Turbine Duke has turboprops. So you can see there's somebody taxiing out behind us. If we were to tune in the radios with say intentions, we would hear them talking to ground control. So I'm going to work through a functional checklist of my own design to get the aeroplane up and running. I haven't put a link to it yet in the notes of the video. That's just occurred to me. If you do go and look on the internet, if I just pop open a browser to show you where you can get this from, if you go to, actually the easiest place is to go to my blog. If you go to johnbeckett.substack.com and go to procedures and guides, you can see actually the latest blog post has got it there. The startup procedures for the Black Square Piston and Turbine Dukes. So I'm going to be working through that. I'll just quickly show you it before we go any further. So I'll go and load the original version of the guide. So if I type in Duke, we're going to be doing the Piston Duke. It's slightly different because obviously different engines. So the procedure is actually quite lengthy, the procedure for starting the Piston Duke, because you have to go and pressurize the systems before you go and turn the engines over. But anyway, you can see it goes around the cockpit with lots of shortcuts to guide you around where to look, what to press, and you can see how lengthy it becomes. It's quite a bit of a monster to get it up and running, and that hasn't got any guidance on programming a route in. This is just the mechanical side of doing it. So yes, the procedure walks you through all of these buttons, switches, knobs, and things that you're going to need to interact with a lot of it. So I'm just pulling it up on a second screen alongside me, and let's work through it together. So first things first, we're going to go and remove the covers on the throttles and the yoke, and we should find we can move those around, and we've got pedal movement, and we can move the throttles, and we can move the propellers. Okay, so there is a tablet in the airplane. We'll pop that open. So partly this is me refamiliarizing myself with the airplane as well, because there is so much in this aeroplane. So we've got various things we can switch on and off from a cosmetic point of view. We've got the payload page, which gives us access to doors, more importantly for us, and things like covers. So none of them are on by default, but you can change all of this, and I think it does have state saving. So to a certain extent, it will remember how the aircraft was last time. Also, you'll see I've got the TDS GTN-XI installed. So, but you get lots of options of other things you can have. You can have very, very old school radios, which I'll do a video specifically about these because some of them are fantastic. Okay, so if you click down the side, it will put the tablet away again. Okay, so first things first, we've removed the control locks. Then we're going to go down to the fuel selectors. So I'm going to try and do this without using the shortcut keys so you get to see what I'm doing. I'm just checking the fuel selectors are on, and they are. So, you know, they could obviously be in the off position. So then shift and space will bring us back up as a bit of a shortcut. I'm not going to turn head tracking on until much later in the startup procedure. So we're going to prepare for engine start. So to do that, we'll pop the yoke off so we can see down here. We're going to put the beacon light on, and then we're going to put the battery on. So battery is over on the left wall. Everything has a sound in this aeroplane, which I think is fantastic. So I'm being asked in the live stream comments, how much is this, Jonathan, this aeroplane? I can't remember. I had previously bought it, so it became available to me from Just Flight. If you go and look at the Just Flight website, you'll find it. So if you go to justflight.com, and if you go and look up Duke, I'm guessing, Black Square Piston Duke, so $70 for both. But I believe, you can get both of them, so for $50 you can get each one individually. When you see how much is in this aeroplane, it won't seem so expensive. This is an absolute monster, this aeroplane. Everything is simulated, and when we open the tablet, once we get the engine up and running, you'll be blown away. So, this is very much study level aeroplane. Yeah? It's probably, I know that's a divisive term because people will say, oh, only the A2As are study and all the rest of it. But if you studied this and you had an aeroplane that was fitted out similarly, this would be great as a training tool. Okay, so having put the battery on, we can go, I think by default, if we go and look outside, yeah, the cowl flaps are already open. So you can see them there, and there's a ram here, which is, I've probably got a worm gear inside it, which is electrically operated. So you can see if we close them, you can hear the hum. So you just wait for the hum to stop. And that means it's hit the end of its travel. So we've opened the cowl flaps. Okay, so we're going to start the right engine. So we're going to go and put the pre-oiler on the right engine, and if we go and look over on needles, they take a while to get moving, but you're looking for the PSI to climb for the right engine. Is it even going to start moving? It can take up to 30 seconds. I'm not sure how realistic it is in terms of when it will start moving, but we'll just let it run for a few seconds and then we'll go and take our chances. So condition levers, we're going to go and move the mixture to rich, and then we're going to put the right boost pump on, and then we're going to advance the right throttle. Did you hear that pitch change? Then bring this back to 1/2 inch open, and then we have a right engine. Notice that's immediately started things happening in the cockpit. So once we've got the engine running, we can go and put the right generator on, we can turn the right boost pump off, and we can stop the pre-oiler. Same thing for the left engine. Pre-oiler on, let it run for a few seconds, and then we'll go and put the left boost pump on, a mixture to rich, and then we're going to go and push the throttle all the way forwards and pull it back to about 5%, and then turn the engine over. And we have an engine. So generator on, boost pump off, and pre-oiler off. So having done that, I'm running down through, so I've just gone through several pages worth of instructions, so it's not as bad as the instructions look once you get used to it. Just looking, post-engine start. So we're going to go and put the nav lights on. Then we're going to go and put the inverter and the master avionics switch on, and you'll see things bursting into life around the cockpit as they are powered up. And you can also see the spinner here on the RPM, meaning I haven't quite got the throttles in the same place as each other. So if we bring the propellers up, and let's just see if we can get them to settle at about 1,000 RPM, which would be good for it just to warm up. And I'll show you something else in a moment in the tablet which will make you realise just how good this aeroplane is. So there goes the TDS coming to life. Let's go and put the transponder on standby, and let's go and open that tablet back up.
TOS system test OK.
So obviously you've got the payload, which was obvious. You've got the fuel in there. Look at this. That's the left engine ticking away. So engines at 100%. You've got the cylinders, plugs can get dirty, the starter can be broken, the batteries can deplete, and the batteries can age as well actually. But you've got then, you know, all of the systems around the engine are showing what's going on with them. Same with the right engine, so you can see it getting warm. This will obviously change once we're in the air and we've got airflow through the engine. So yes, I know, I'm just reading the live stream comments, the propeller should have been fully forward for the start. I missed that out of the checklist. You can start it with low RPM. So if we pull the RPM back, you'll see this changing. We need to see the instruments at the same time, to be honest. You can see the pistons, look. Isn't that cool? So let's just sit it at 1,000 RPM while it's running on the ground. By the same token, you can see the full electrical schematic of all the systems are in the aeroplane and what switches are in which positions. It's very cool, isn't it? We can also see the cabin pressurization and heating system throughout the aeroplane with what's going on with it. So let's go and have a play with that. Let's put it on auto heat, and we'll leave the vent on low. We got prop synchronization as well, which obviously you don't use for takeoff, but you can use later. You got pressurization, so you can change the rate of change, and if you're planning to fly at high altitudes, obviously you can go and set that. You've got a pressurized cabin, so this will reflect that as well. It's amazing, isn't it? And then we got failures, so we can simulate failures, and there's hundreds of them that we can simulate failures. So it's an amazing aeroplane. Okay, so we'll put the tablet away for the moment. And we'll go and work our way around the cockpit and have a look at what we want to do. So let's go and put the... So yeah, this state saving, this was already on. This should really have been in standby. And it should be in standby because it's a radar and it will irradiate anybody in front of the airplane. So again, if we were to go through the full power down list with the aeroplane, we could switch all the radios off. Then when we get in it next time, they'll be off, and then you have to go and turn them back on. Okay, so we can play around with cabin temperature. There is a readout up here. Look, it's showing really hot in the cabin at the moment, so we could play with that. So we've got auto heat at the moment. I'm going to leave everything as it is for the moment. So we've done the transponder, ADF is already on. So on the lower right, yeah, we've looked at the cabin temperature mode. Okay, so come across to the middle of the cockpit. Obviously you can do the altimeter yourself, or you can just press comma and it will go and fix itself to the local barometric pressure. We can go and set the altitude pre-selector for our cruise altitude. We're going to be going for 4,000 feet probably. Going to do VFR today. Set the heading bug on the HSI as required. So let's go and have a look at the runway. So we're going to be taking off runway 05. So we want about 49-50 degrees on the heading bug. So let's go and do that. It has got acceleration on it, which is really useful, but it's done really nicely. We've got some messages to go and clear on the GTN 750s. Down here we've got the pitch trim switch. This is the power for the autopilot. So if you haven't got that switched on, the autopilot won't engage. So the autopilot master switches are back here. So you've got heading mode, nav mode, all the usual modes. And then you've got the master switch. Obviously it won't come on if you haven't set it. If you haven't powered up the pitch trim. Okay, so we're going to prepare to taxi. Except we haven't programmed a route in and we haven't called ATC yet either. So doing things a bit out of order today. So we want to go and pull the mixture back to lean, really, for taxiing. So let's do that. So exterior lights as well, so we can go and put the taxi lights on. We've got nav lights and beacon lights on. Notice how many switches you've got for things like the pitot and stall heaters, the prop heats. We've got internal lighting switches all galore. It's backlighting for instruments. It's a hell of an aeroplane, it really is. Okay, let's go and program our route in quickly. So flight plan. We are at Johnstown and we're going to go over to Burke Lakefront, KBKL. And on the way, we're going to go insert after. We're going to go via AGC. So AGC. And then insert before. We can see if we can do this in any order we like. Akron, ACO. This Avionics kit really is something else. And then the one after that one is going to be Elwood City, EWC. And then if we come back and go to map and, oh sorry, zoom out with the button, you can see there's our basic route over towards Cleveland. Okay, so notice this Garmin is showing us all kinds of stuff around us, which is really cool. So let's press Shift and Space. Just having a quick look at the live stream comments. Okay, so nothing obvious I need to talk about right now, so we're going to get on with the flight. So I'm going to go over to Say Intentions, go and tune in the ground frequency for Johnstown, and then we'll have a talk to them. We're wanting to taxi out, aren't we, to runway 05. Ground, Duke, Golf, Juliet, Bravo, Echo, Kilo, requesting taxi to runway 05.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Johnstown ground. Johnstown ground. Kilo Echo 1 Ramuse type Cessna longitude with information Yankee. Request clearance on IFR flight plan.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, runway 5 taxi via Bravo, cross runway 23, then Golf Charlie, cross runway 15 at your discretion. Duke 5 Charlie Quebec ready to taxi to the active for VFR pattern work. Duke 5 Charlie Quebec taxi to runway 5 at your discretion. Taxi to runway 5, Duke 5 Charlie Quebec.
Duke, Golf, Juliet, Bravo, Echo, Kilo, taxi runway 5, cross runway 23, then Golf Charlie, cross runway 15 at our discretion. Thank you. Okay, so we're just going this way basically. It's just a very long way of saying it. So we'll go Head tracking on. So this plane looks real, doesn't it? It's ridiculously good. Let's go and exercise the flaps, make sure they're working. Yep, we can see them moving. What about the control surfaces? Everything has a sound as well. It's very cool, isn't it? So we have the taxi lights on, we've been cleared to taxi, it's all at our discretion, so let me just straighten up where we are in the cockpit. Shift and... is it just shift space, isn't it? Forgot for a moment there where we have to be. We're going to go straight through the trolley and tip it over.
Daher 40 X-ray taxi to FBO via Alpha. Have a great day.
40 X-ray via Alpha to the FBO. Have a good day, sir. Johnstown ground, Cessna 2105 Romeo GA ramp ready for departure to the north.
Cessna 05 Romeo, John Murtha, Johnstown, Cambria, ground. To confirm you are ready for departure, please state your destination airport.
Now, can we see anything coming? We shouldn't, because the wind's the wrong way for it. I can't see anything in the sky. So we're going to make a run for it. Having said that, there's somebody in front of us. I can't quite see with the resolution of the screen if they're going towards us or away from us. I think they're going the same direction as us. Oh no, they're coming towards us. Great. Or are they? No, they are going the same direction as us. We're just behind them. So if we hold short and wait for clearance, they must have been given clearance because they've just gone straight over the line. So let's go and take ourselves over to Tower. And we'll probably hear their communication with the Tower. If they haven't communicated already and already been given clearance. So we'll just sit and watch them for a while, and then we'll go and tell the Tower we're sitting here waiting, holding short runway 05.
Vision Jet 70 Delta, contact Johnstown ground on 121.6.
Going to ground on 121.6, Vision Jet 70 Delta. Have a good day.
Tower, Duke, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, holding short runway 05.
Vision Jet 70 Delta, contact Johnstown ground on 121.6. Have a good day.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo Cambria Tower runway 5, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 5, Bravo Echo Kilo.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Cambria Tower, runway 5, wind 050 at 6 gusting 17, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 5, Bravo Echo Kilo. Okay, so we'll come down here and we'll put our landing lights on for takeoff. We'll also go and switch on our pitot heat and stall heat, and we should be good to go. Oh, we can go and turn on our weather radar as well, I guess. So it's keeping an eye on the RPM and the power. It wants to fly already. So we're just doing an orbit of the airfield to begin with. Climb out in a straight line. So we're within 1,000 feet of our target altitude, which is why we've got the alarm going off on the altitude. So let's do a slow turn. And admire the scenery around here, because it really is quite something. Just coming up for 4,000 feet. Unfortunately, with the engine nacelle, we can't really see much of the airport we've just left. It's quite amusing. So, we're flying along, and we can see we're coming back towards the route we want to be on. So, if we go and press 7, we're at just about 4,000 feet. We're going a bit high. So, let's come back down, turn the autopilot on. Now, I need to go nav mode, don't I?
Skywagon 4 Quebec Tango, cross runway 15.
So we've got the navigation system in GPS mode. Obviously the course means nothing when you're in GPS mode, so you may as well just point it the direction you're going, and it will tell you if you've got deviation away from what you're doing. So let's go and put our altitude hold mode just come on automatically, because we were nearly at 4,000 feet anyway, which is really cool. So let's go and switch to center. Tower, Duke, Golf, Juliet, Bravo, Echo, Kilo, changing frequency to center for flight following. Will they come back to us? Apparently not. Center, Duke, Golf, Juliet, Bravo, Echo, Kilo with you at 4,000 feet, departing Johnstown to the west, requesting flight following.
Duke Bravo, Echo Kilo, Squawk 6233 and ident.
They should come straight back
Duke
to us.
Bravo, Echo Kilo, radar contact, 6 west of Cambria at 3900 feet, Johnstown altimeter 3018.
Copy information, Bravo Echo Kilo. So we are quite happily now chugging along on our course, so we can bring this just round to match the aeroplane. If we want to do some VOR hopping, we can. So let's go and... Actually, before we go any further, we can go and turn the landing lights off now.
Duke Bravo, Echo Kilo,
And we can
contact Cambria
close-
Tower on 125.75.
Let's go and get that out of the way. Contacting Cambria Tower 125.75, Bravo Echo Kilo. I wonder why. Cambria Tower, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you, 4,000 feet, travelling west.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Cambria Tower, enter left base for runway 5.
Negative, we are not coming in for landing, we are travelling to Cleveland. Wonder why they transferred us
Duke Bravo Echo
into...
Kilo, roger, continue on course to Cleveland.
Continuing to Cleveland, Bravo Echo Kilo. So that makes me wonder why... I guess we went into the area of an airport, so they're telling us. You can't actually hear the cowl flaps, by the way, when they're coming up, so you just have to hold it on for a few seconds. But what we've done is fold these in. And the flaps can come up. Completely missed that in all of the fun. So we can go and put the VOR radios on, can't we? So we were talking about doing that. So we're flying off in this general direction, and we want to go 110, 110 for the VOR. So we go to the standby, 110, transfer that to active. Now, if we switch this over, so we want to go heading mode first. Otherwise, the aeroplane will react to what's going on. So we align the heading mode, go heading mode here. Whoa, what's going on? That's interesting. Why did it kick sideways? But that means we can now switch over to VLOC mode on the guidance systems, which means that the nav radio will be reflecting. Was it 110.00? It should have been. What's the range on this VOR? Show information for 40 miles. Oh, we're probably just out of its range. So if we measure distance, we're exactly 40 miles now. It's just picked it up as we were speaking there. Now look, this is one of the wonderful things about this aeroplane. Look at it wandering. It hasn't quite got the signal strongly enough for it to become stable, so it's wandering around. So we'll stay on heading mode on purpose. Obviously we have the wonders of, you know, GPS navigation, but it's just worth... I wanted to show you this. This aeroplane works so well that it simulates the loss of accuracy in the radio signals for the VOR radios. It's very cool. So Mr. Chief Cheese is saying in the live stream comments that the sequence of communication wasn't correct, but we're not in the UK, we're in the US. And Say Intentions is working hard on making regional variations of the different radio telephony standards to roll them out, you know, appropriately for different countries. They are doing that. So give them time. So now we've got this working. Obviously, we'll also have the distance measuring
Bonanza
equipment
3
is
Bravo
working.
Oscar, cross runway 15.
Cross 15, Bonanza 3 Bravo Oscar.
So let's go back to center.
Cambria Tower, Musketeer 2 Victor Hotel, established on the RNAV runway 05.
I wonder if they'll hand us off to center,
Musketeer 2 Victor Hotel, roger.
because then we get to hear the other traffic.
Quebec Tango ready for straight out departure.
Cambria Tower, Bravo Echo Kilo requesting handoff to center.
5 clear to take off Skywagon 4 Quebec Tango.
Duke 5 Charlie Quebec runway 5, wind 050 at 6 gusting 17, cleared for the option.
So it's come up
Duke
to
Bravo
text.
Echo
Oh, here we
Kilo,
go.
contact Cleveland Center on 132.125.
Contacting Cleveland Center 132.125. Bravo Echo Kilo. Thank you.
Cessna 481,
Cleveland Center, Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you at 4,000 feet on the way to Cleveland.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Cleveland Center. Good evening, Mars altimeter 3015.
Okay, let's go and check. We've got everything as we should. So while we're flying along, we can go and pull up these stats that are wonderful to see inside the engines, see what's going on. So everything's working really nicely. Obviously, I'm running the engines well within on the lower end of limits, but we could obviously change that story entirely if we wanted to. So notice the right engine is in a slightly different state than the left engine. It's running a little bit hotter.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Cleveland Center. Contact Johnstown approach on 121.2.
Actually, it's the inner banks of pistons, isn't it? Contacting Johnstown approach 121.2. Bravo Echo Kilo. Good day. Johnstown approach. Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you 4,000 feet en route to Cleveland.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Johnstown departure. Good evening, Latrobe altimeter 3015.
So yeah, the outer bank of pistons are running a bit cooler on each side. I think I said that backwards a moment ago, but that's interesting, isn't it? So obviously this is a bit closer to the fuselage, I guess, so not much airflow, not as much airflow maybe as the outside. That's fascinating. What about the electrical systems? We just got the generators on, haven't we? So if we go and play around, I'm not going to do it in flight, but you can obviously go play with the switches and you'll see this change. And cabin is looking good. So obviously you can open up.
Departure Skywagon 3 Echo Delta 2000 for 4,000.
You can open up
Skywagon 3
the various
Echo Delta,
vents
radar
to let
contact,
the
VFR
hot air in to warm the cabin up, or
Climb 1,000.
not, as the
Skywagon
case
3
may
Echo
be.
Delta.
It's very good fun.
Departure Stationair 7 Quebec Zulu 2000 for 4000.
Stationair 7 Quebec Zulu, radar contact. Maintain VFR at or below 1000.
Climb 1,000. Stationair 7 Quebec Zulu.
So let's go and speed this up a bit.
Johnstown departure, Skyhawk Whiskey 08 Bravo at 4,000, request 6,000.
Skyhawk 08 Bravo, climb and maintain 6000.
Climb and maintain 6,000, Skyhawk 08 Bravo.
We could pull the power
Skyhawk
all the
08
way back.
Bravo, contact Allegheny Tower on 121.1. Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Johnstown departure. Remain clear of the Pittsburgh Class Bravo airspace. Remain this frequency.
Let's go and respond to them. Remain clear of the Pittsburgh Class Bravo airspace and remain on this frequency. Bravo Echo Kilo. So let's go and see where that is.
For Skywagon 3 Echo Delta. Good day.
So which is the Class B? I haven't got the airport switched on, have I? So it's going to be Class B is there. That's Class B as well.
Yankee Oscar 2000 for 4000.
Interesting.
Citation 4 Yankee Oscar, radar contact, VFR altitude.
Should we ask them for vectors?
Climb 1000, citation 4 Yankee Oscar.
Departure. Duke, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, requesting vectors to avoid Class Bravo airspace. You can see it here, look. So we're going to have to deviate.
Departure, Utiliner 5 Mike Alpha 2000 for 4000.
Or we just go round.
Utiliner 5 Mike Alpha, radar contact, VFR altitudes.
Climb 1000, Utiliner 5 Mike Alpha.
They're not coming back to us, are they? Departure, Bravo Echo Kilo, requesting vectors to avoid Bravo airspace.
Departure, Bonanza 1 Echo, Echo 2000 for 4000.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, turn left, heading 110 vectors for the RNAV runway 5 approach.
Negative, avoiding Bravo airspace, Bravo Echo Kilo. No, didn't understand. Okay, we'll just do it ourselves. So we're going to go around.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, turn left, heading 110 to avoid Bravo airspace.
Yeah, they want us to go the opposite direction. Departure, Bravo Echo Kilo, we'll just avoid the Bravo airspace to the south. We're only on VFR, we're not on an IFR flight plan.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, maintain VFR and avoid Bravo airspace to the south as requested.
Wilco, Bravo Echo Kilo. So we're just going to go round. It's funny, isn't it? You get lulled into this sense of that the AI will understand everything, but it doesn't always.
Delta 2000 for 4000.
Citation 1 Alpha Delta, radar contact, climb and maintain 1000.
It is still very, very good, I have to say. So if we put up flight plan here, we can see where we are along the route. And we got messages. Yeah, it's warning about airspace entry if we had carried on in the route we were doing. So we could reprogram the route, of course. But there's not much out here to navigate via. I guess we could fly out to the air VOR. The Bel Air.
Kilo, contact Pittsburgh approach on 119.35. Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, traffic at your 12 o'clock 2 miles at 2500 Skymaster. Station Air 7 Quebec Zulu, contact Pittsburgh Tower on 128.3.
Where's the aeroplane? Can we get
Departure, Baron 9
ADSB
Romeo
on
Juliet
here?
2000 for 4000.
Oh, there he is. We can see him.
Baron 9 Romeo
He's below
Juliet,
us,
radar
though.
contact, maintain VFR at or below 1000.
Climb 1000, Baron 9 Romeo Juliet.
Right in front of us.
Skymaster 3 Zulu Mike, contact Cleveland Center on 134.475.
And he's now disappeared.
134.475, he Skymaster 3 Zulu Mike.
Utiliner 5 Mike Alpha, contact Pittsburgh approach on 124.75.
.75 for Utiliner 5 Mike Alpha.
So yeah, I guess if we change our flight plan and
Delta Delta,
head out
contact
to
Joseph A. Hardy, Connellsville Tower on
11710.
122.8.
Over to Joseph A. Hardy, Connellsville Tower on 122.8, Bonanza 2 Delta Delta.
So that would give us 45 miles. It's quite a long way out of our way though, isn't it? We've got plenty of fuel though. So fuel's down here. We can lean it out as well.
Contact Pittsburgh Tower on 128.3.
128.3, Cardinal 8 Kilo Yankee.
I wonder how much we can get away with leaning it out then. Oh, look at that. Look at the fuel flow drop. But watch the RPM. So watching that needle. That's right about the limit. Look, we're starting to lose RPM. But we've managed to save quite a lot of fuel.
Citation 1 Tango Hotel 2000 for 4000.
Citation 1 Tango Hotel, radar contact. Maintain VFR at or below 1000.
Climb 1000, Citation 1 Tango Hotel.
So we're just skirting the edge of the airspace.
Bravo Echo Kilo, contact Pittsburgh approach on 119.35.
Contacting Pittsburgh approach 119.35, Bravo Echo Kilo. Pittsburgh approach, Duke, Golf Juliet, Bravo Echo Kilo, passing south of the Bravo airspace at 4,000 feet.
Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo Pittsburgh departure. Good evening, Monongahela altimeter 3015.
So let's go and change our flight plan then. So we're not going to AGC anymore. So we're going from here, insert after. We are going to AIR, Bel Air, and press enter. And that's showing us on the map up here what's going on. Then we're going to go and get rid of this one.
2000 for 4000.
And
Southwest
remove.
321 radar contact. Climb and maintain 1313,000.
So this one we're going to activate that leg.
Southwest 321.
So that's what we're actually doing, look. So there. But from our current location, so we'd have to do a direct to get that to correct itself. We're not going to be going to EWC now. So we're going to be changing our route entirely because we got too close to Pittsburgh.
Departure Duke 8 Lima Echo 2000.
So we're over here, and then we're going to go over here, BSV,
Lima
I
Echo,
guess.
radar contact. Altitude restrictions cancelled.
We'll have a
Maintain VFR.
similar problem at Akron, but we'll put it in for the moment.
Southwest 321 contact Pittsburgh departure on 124.75.
Switching to Pittsburgh departure on 124.75 G, Southwest 321.
And then following that, we get rid of this one. So remove that. So then we're doing. So we're going into here, add to flight plan. We're going
To Golf Juliet Bravo
into
Echo
here.
Kilo Pittsburgh departure VFR altitudes. Own navigation.
VFR altitudes, own navigation, Bravo Echo Kilo. So they want us to descend basically, because the ground level isn't as high around here. Look, we're quite high. So
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo. You're at 4,000 feet heading 258. Maintain VFR and avoid Bravo airspace.
maintaining VFR and we'll avoid Bravo airspace, Bravo Echo Kilo. Yeah, I didn't quite understand that. So we're going to go down to 3,000 feet. So altitude set, we can do this various ways. We turn off altitude hold. Or do we just go attitude mode? Yeah. And then we can pitch, but then we have to be mindful of airspeed if we do that. So we just wound in some descent rate, but we need to keep an eye on this for throttle. There's no auto throttle, obviously. So we're within 1,000 feet of our target, so it's flashing. We can get rid of the alert. So it will just carry on down at about 700 feet a minute or so, until it gets to the target, and then it will go altitude hold automatically again. So let's go and get this to agree with what we're doing on the map. So air, then BSV,
Departure,
then
Southwest
echo.
2762, 2000 for 4000.
Southwest 2762.
So we're not doing EWC anymore.
Maintain 13-1-3000.
We're not doing that one either.
Up to 13-1-3000, Southwest 2762.
So that now agrees.
Citation 4, Mike Echo, contact Cleveland Center on 128.45.
Switching to Cleveland Center on 128.45. Hey, citation 4, Mike Echo.
Pittsburgh departure, Spirit Ring 1177 is at flight level 35 for flight level 40.
It's very cool, isn't it?
Spirit Wings 1177 Heavy, Pittsburgh departure, turn left heading 105, vectors to CKB. Spirit Wings 1177 Heavy, Pittsburgh departure, climb and maintain 13,000.
Turn heading 105, vectors to CKB, climb and maintain 130, Spirit Wing 1177.
So we got
Southwest 2762, contact Pittsburgh departure on 124.75.
Let's turn the
Switching to Pittsburgh
airspaces
departure
off.
on 124.75, Southwest 2762.
See, this is one of the nice things. Now they've got this living world in Say Intentions. It really does reinforce. You can't just go hot dogging it around the big airports in a general aviation aeroplane, because you have no business being there. Unless you are being guided through by air traffic services. But typically on a Bravo airspace you'll be either told to avoid it, or they will guide you through it.
308 2000 for 4000.
Friendly 308 radar contact. Climb and maintain 2000.
So all Bravo airspace really means is you're only allowed in with a flight plan. With a cleared flight plan. And I don't have a cleared flight plan, I'm VFR. Flight following does not mean a cleared flight plan. Sometimes they will make an exception and they'll say, you know, stay with us and we will guide you through.
Departure, citation 9 Quebec uniform 2000 for 4000.
But sometimes they'll tell you just to keep out of the way.
VFR altitude.
And the reason they're telling us to keep out of the way is look at all these aeroplanes going in and around Pittsburgh. So having said that though, look, there's a 208. He may be going in though for one of the airports nearby, or there are some other smaller aeroplanes around, look. So they're all at 3,000, 4,000, 3,000, 4,000. It's interesting that they're in there, because they're obviously closer than I am. But they may be en route to some of these smaller airfields. And they may have flight plans. So something else we didn't play with is we can go and turn on prop sync. So you'll see that automatically. We were already pretty much equal anyway. But obviously I'll show you how that works. If we turn off prop sync, if I then play with the RPM, if I increase the speed of the... Look at that.
Climb and maintain 5,000 feet.
So now the left engine's going ever... Or sorry, the left propeller is going ever so slightly faster than the right propeller. So you can obviously... You can judge it yourself. So I've got it to go fairly accurately so they're going the same speed. I've actually nailed it, look. But that switch will do it itself. So if that isn't spinning, it means the RPMs of the two propellers are the same as each other. Very cool, isn't it? Okay, almost out to the VOR. So if we avoid airspaces on the way, let's go and have a little look in the map. We can see this in Navigraph as well, by the way. So if I just turn off the airport where we left from, this will be wildly wrong now, of course, in Navigraph as well, because we're not doing that route over the top of Pittsburgh because we weren't allowed. So let's go and nick the flight plan from LittleNavMap and drop it into Navigraph. Get rid of the speed calculation because it's wildly wrong. There we go. So we're flying in across towards here. We could go in Navigraph. One of its nice tricks is you can have the FAA sectionals. So we can have VFR sectionals. Look, we can come in. It's a bit busy, but it does give us really nice data on what's going on below us. So you can see the VOR here. It's a bit too busy, to be honest. But this is the same as the printed charts. As you zoom out, you get the different levels of data showing up. It's very cool though, isn't it? So obviously we can zoom right in and see extreme detail on here.
Flight level 260.
That wasn't for us, was it?
Flight level 260, Skybase 1333.
Bear 67 Sierra, affirm. Remain clear of the Bravo airspace and continue on this frequency.
How are we doing for fuel? We're okay. And we've got it leaned out quite a lot. Have we lost any RPM though? Because we descended to 3,000 feet and we haven't enriched the fuel at all. Yeah, so it hasn't actually lost too much RPM, so that's good. You just need to be mindful with piston engines, especially if you're trying to save fuel.
Bravo Echo Kilo, own navigation.
Oh, they're dropping own navigation, Bravo Echo Kilo. So they're dropping flight following. Interesting. I wonder why. So we don't need to be on that frequency anymore. We can go over to Common Traffic Advisory frequency. Each sector, I'm not really happy about that. I'm going to stay on centre. 11935, wasn't it? When did we get put onto it? There we go. Oh, we're probably leaving their airspace. Avoid own navigation. That's interesting. So we'll stay on their frequency because we've got flight following. We're only doing 140 knots. Let's go and speed this up a bit. So the speed is just creeping up. Or it was. Take it up to 30 on the manifold pressure. This is the fascinating thing. The relationship between torque, power and RPM is not straightforward at all, and it varies with propeller designs and all sorts of things.
Echo, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climbing to flight level 200. Legit effect with my echo.
Because you can run at a lower RPM, and all that means is you're putting more torque through the propeller.
CDM 22 climbing to 17,000.
Okay, so you can see here, look, where I've not been paying attention, we're not flying straight towards the VOR anymore. So if we wanted to do that, we can turn the course until the CDI is in the middle, and that tells us that it's due west to go straight for the VOR. So we'll turn on the heading mode towards it, and you can see we're 6 miles out. So this is where it pays to go and have a look at the chart. So we're coming in towards the VOR.
Departure Duke 4
We've got 50 miles to the next one. If we go and show the information for the Briggs VOR, 40-mile range, so we won't be able to see it from here. So we need to leave this one on a radial of 334.
Radar contact. Maintain VFR at or below 1,000.
So if, for example, we wanted to come across at this angle, say 300 degrees for argument's sake. So if we do that now, so you will see the CDI go shooting off to the left. Meaning we are to the right of the track west. Yeah, so the track we were on was there. We are now to the right of it. So it's showing this falling away to the left. We are to the right of that line. We want to be travelling 334 degrees though. So if we spin this round to 334 degrees.
For Baron 9 Romeo Juliet. Good day.
We are to the left of this line. Notice the wind is pushing us away from that 300-degree line that we pointed the airplane 300 degrees, but we're not travelling that because the wind is pushing us. You can actually see the vector there, look. The difference. So we'll see, yeah, we're already going from the VOR, look. The white arrow is spun over to the other side, meaning we're now beyond the VOR. And you'll see the CDI come sweeping in as we get to the 334 degree radial. So we've got the course set to 334 degrees. We're travelling from the VOR, and you'll see the CDI come across as we near that line. You can see it here, look. Here it comes. So we can turn the aeroplane towards the course. We've overshot it slightly. You can see it doing it, look. So we'll just put ourselves on a slight intercept to pull the CDI back in, and then we're on the 334 degree radial that we wanted to be on. So you can see that just happening. Remember, the wind was this way though, which is not going to help us. So we are fighting a crosswind, look. So even though we're pointing this way slightly, all it's doing is keeping us at that distance from the track. So we'd have to turn more across to fight the wind, and you can see it working now, look. But look at that track of the amount it's being offset by the wind. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Obviously you don't have to do this by hand, it's just something that's fun to do. You could just press nav and the autopilot will chase the CDI for you. And it's doing it now, look, it's turning back in to hold it in the centre. So we can ignore the heading bug now, just line it up with the direction we're going. It makes no difference because the autopilot's using the CDI as its guide and flying down the course. Okay, so we know we're 6 miles away, look, and increasing from the air Bel Air, wasn't it? The Bel Air VOR is behind us, so we're from it by 6.7 miles. When we get to 10 miles, we could try changing frequencies over to the next one. So we could get that tuned in already. So 11405.
Pittsburgh departure contact Cleveland Center on 126.905.
So we just press enter, we will not transfer it. So we've got it ready on the standby frequency, but we're still using the Bel Air VOR.
28 approach
at Allegheny.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, contact Pittsburgh approach on 125.275.
Contacting Pittsburgh approach 125.275. Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. Pittsburgh approach, Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you at 3,000 feet en route to Cleveland VFR.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Pittsburgh departure. Good evening, Lions altimeter 3012.
So this should be 3012. That's quite important because we're not at the altitude we think we are. So does that synchronize? Is that an option? 3012. Let's jump over there to see it. Nope. That's at 320. Look. It's to be about there. Notice that's a different model than that one. It's fascinating, isn't it? I wonder if you get any options around that in the tablet. So if you go into options, what do we get? So this is to do with effects. Show dynamic registration. There's obviously a bug in Sim Update 4 with that. Or there's going to be fixed in Sim Update 4. Oh no, apparently you don't then. So they haven't got any options around that. Still looking good in the cabin. Engine's looking okay. It's showing 100% engine condition. We haven't damaged anything, which is the main thing. Unfeathering accumulator. Interesting. I have to have a read of the book to see what impact that has if it hasn't got any charge in it. So let's zoom out. We're now 14 miles, so we should be able to switch.
Heading actually at 6,000 feet.
So this will be interesting. Let's watch what happens.
TBM November 222 Juliet Mike Pittsburgh approach Roger, altimeter 29er 901.
You would expect this to go into roll hold mode when I change frequencies, but it may hold now.
TBM 22.
So we'll open this and transfer it now.
TBM 22.
And we've gone to 2.
155.
It's gone to heading mode. Okay, it's good to know about. So it won't operate outside of heading or nav mode. It hasn't got a roll hold. So it reverted when we changed frequencies. Obviously for a second it lost frequency, and as a safeguard it went to heading mode. But then obviously we know we're flying towards the VOR on the course we want, so we can just press nav again. We're close enough, and it's going to crab across, look, to grab the CDI. But notice radio navigation is not perfect. It's wobbling around all over the place because we're quite a long way away. Look, we're 34 miles out. So this is where GPS is super accurate and radio navigation not so much. It's tempting to go and, when we get nearer to the destination, to go and damage the engine on purpose to see what happens. To go and, yeah, go and increase the revs. I wonder if we can get chip faults. I wonder if one of those lights over here. So you've got generator failures, inverter, cabin door, fuel pressure failures, battery charge problems. No, there's no. Is there a chip light somewhere? Most aeroplanes similar to this can detect bits of metal in the fuel flow. They have a magnet in the... It might be behind all of this stuff. You get a light that comes on if it's got a detector for it. Maybe this airplane doesn't have it. But yeah, they can detect bits of metal in the fuel flow, which obviously means bits of piston. I mean, I'd rather the aeroplane did work and I don't smash it to bits, but it's fascinating. It's a simulator at the end of the day, isn't it? I think I'll do it when I'm closer to somewhere I need to be, though. So you can see those aeroplanes around us, the little black triangles on the map, are aeroplanes that Say Intentions is injecting in. So there's one there 1,800 feet above us. If we look on the map, we should see them. There they are, look. What is it? Should we find out? It's a C336. I can't remember off the top of my head what that is. Cessna of some description. There's another one over here, 2,500 feet. A Beechcraft Musketeer. There's another one, oh, that's a 737. We know what they are. There's another airplane over here, right in front of us, about a few miles on. Citation. So we're slowly making our way over towards Burke Lakefront. How far away are we as the crow flies? 70 miles away. How much fuel have we got? How are we doing? Oh, we got plenty. So you can figure it out with a bit of maths. So we are burning fuel at a rate of about £65 per hour at the moment, and we have got 27 gallons each side, and if these agree with each other, yeah they do, or more than that, probably 30 gallons. So I'm going to go and do a bit of working out. I'm going to go and first look up on the internet on another screen how many pounds, or let's go and I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put this into Google Gemini and ask if I am burning fuel at how many did we say? £65 per hour, and I have about 30 gallons of fuel. How long can I last for?
Baron 67 Sierra, contact Cleveland approach on 118.6.
3.5 hours.
Cleveland approach on 118.6.
And we're doing 140 knots per hour. So we'll be able to travel about
Departure Bonanza 7 Echo Mike 2000 for 4,000.
500 miles. We're
Bonanza
fine.
7 Echo Mike, radar contact, climb and maintain 1,000.
Up to 1,000, Bonanza 7 Echo Mike.
So 3.25 hours. And we can figure that one out as well with the calculator. Obviously 3.25 times 140 will tell you how far you're going to get if you went in a dead straight line, all things being equal. Gives us something to do, doesn't it? Working out. I've done it on the transatlantic legs, where I've got set up a spreadsheet with distance versus fuel burn rate, just to make sure I was going to be okay. Because sometimes if the wind changes and you get like a 100 knot headwind, it can ruin your day. I went to San Francisco years ago from London and had a strong headwind all the way, and it turned it into nearly a 12-hour flight, which was not fun. And I've gone the other way, and it's been a 9-hour flight with the wind behind us. So it's fascinating, isn't it, that you get a radar altitude in here as well. Obviously the ground's very flat around here, so it's not wobbling around. Look at it, adjusting, and it's very cool, isn't it, watching all of the systems working in concert with one another. Lots to play with. Okay, so we're coming in towards a busier area.
Bonanza 7 Echo Mike, contact Cleveland Center on 120.6.
So getting closer to Cleveland.
Over to Cleveland Center on 120.6. Bonanza 7 Echo Mike.
Is this Bravo? No, Class C airspace. That's fine. That's going to be Class C as well. But there's more though. So if I click on that one, we've got Class C, Class C, Class D. So we shouldn't get pulled up on the way past here on this regional airport. The international one here, we should though. Yeah, Class B, look. So where does the Class B start? Is it all the way out here? Between 4,000 and 8,000 is Class B. So if we stay below it, we should be okay. Yeah, so if we stay below 4,000 feet, we can scoot underneath it. Once we get closer, look, it's dropping to 3,000 feet and then to 1,900 feet. So you can get closer as long as you're low. Obviously this little regional airport doesn't have Class B airspace, so it's okay. So we won't get any angry "please call this number" calls over the radio. Look at these guys lining up. It'd be fascinating, actually.
Bravo Echo Kilo, Pittsburgh departure, contact Cleveland approach on 118.6.
Contacting Cleveland approach 118.6, Bravo Echo Kilo. Cleveland approach, Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you 3,000 feet en route to Cleveland with VFR.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Cleveland approach, good evening, Denison altimeter 3012.
Cleveland approach, Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo requesting descent to 2,000 feet.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
Descending 2,000 feet, Bravo Echo Kilo. So we go to attitude mode and take it down to 2,000 feet. No hurry.
Cleveland departure, 1 Mike Juliet. May I turn on course? That's correct, Mark. For 1 Mike Juliet.
1 Mike Juliet, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Climb and maintain flight level 310, 1 Mike Juliet.
Okay, so 70 degrees in the cockpit, it's a bit toasty. Should we have a look and see what controls we actually get over... There's the pressurization controls. So, air temperature. Pull to increase, so that will let the hot air in. I'm just watching this. If we let air in. So, do we get a storm window? Oh, we do. Let's try it.
Blue Streak 5155, direction X, cleared for the RNAV runway 05 approach. Descend and maintain altitude 3,000 until established.
I'm just wondering if it's simulated.
3000 cleared for the RNAV 05 approach. Blue Streak 5155.
Of course, we could just be pouring hot air from the exhaust.
Blue Streak 5155, contact
Into
Acton
the
Canton
cockpit.
Tower on 134.75.
It's not affecting it, is it?
134.75 for Blue Streak 5155.
What about this? If we go and look in the cabin. So when I opened that, did anything change colour anywhere? Nope. Okay, let's go and have a play with this then. So just pop the yoke off a second. We're going to heat the cabin up. Cook the coat. Oh my word, look at the red. Oh, it's going purple. Okay, let's close that off again. And it's going back red again. And orange. And lighter orange, yellowy. And back towards green. That was funny. My word. That's amusing. Okay, so we're that bit lower now, we actually can see some scenery around us. So we're coming up towards the next beacon, or we've flown through it actually. So we're going to turn right pretty expeditiously actually. That's interesting that LittleNavMap doesn't agree with what we're seeing. So we want to be 30 degrees over to Echo. It's different, isn't it?
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, contact Akron Canton Tower on 134.75.
Contacting Akron Tower 134.75. Bravo Echo Kilo, good day. Akron Tower, Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you, 2,000 feet en route to Cleveland. Over there, isn't it? The wrong
Duke
way.
Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Akron Canton Regional Airport Tower, contact Cleveland Center on 132.125 for further assistance to Cleveland.
Contacting Cleveland Center 132.125 for further assistance to Cleveland. Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, good day. Cleveland Center, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you, 2,000 feet en route to Cleveland.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Cleveland Center. Good evening, Canton Altimeter 3012.
So this is the airspace they're talking about, but we're underneath it, so we're fine. There's the airfield over there. Is there anything going in and out of there? If we go and have a look on the LittleNavMap, we can see the traffic. No, there's nothing going in and out. Unless these guys are lining up for approach, but they don't appear to be.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Cleveland Center. Contact Cleveland approach on 118.6.
Contacting Cleveland approach 118.6, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, good day. Cleveland Center, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you, 2,000 feet en route to Cleveland.
Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Cleveland approach, good evening, Canton altimeter 3012.
Okay, so should we put head tracking on as well? I've been using the mouse for the last little while. We'll do some sightseeing. Should we go and put the tour guide on? I know she's a bit of an acquired taste, but oh, the sim's just paused. What's happened? Tour guide. Let's go for Sarah. Okay. ATC service while plane not moving. Okay, it should be working again now. Sarah, isn't it? We've got so. Hi Sarah, what can you tell us about Cleveland? Is she with us? Did I do it correctly?
Cleveland, located on the southern shore of Lake Erie, is known for its vibrant art scene and rich industrial history. The city was founded in 1796 and became a manufacturing hub due to its strategic location along the Great Lakes. It's home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which celebrates the history of rock music and its most influential artists. Cleveland also boasts a strong sports culture with teams like the Cleveland Browns, Cavaliers, and Indians. The city has a diverse culinary scene, with a mix of traditional and modern dining options. It's a place where history meets modernity,
Cleveland Center on
making it a fascinating city to explore from above.
120.775 for Skylane 6 Bravo Yankee.
So live stream someone saying, is this Say Intentions that's doing all of this? Yes, it is.
Citation 0 Echo Zulu, speed 280 knots.
280 knots, Echo Zulu.
So we are flying along towards the next VOR, and then we'll depart it in a moment. We're just flying on heading mode at the moment. Should we get this all tuned in so we're actually guiding properly? So we're coming in towards this one. Let's have a look on the map. We're just down here, look. 11440 we should be aiming for. So let's go and tune that in. 11440, transfer it to active, and it's alive on the Nav1 instrument, and we'll switch it over. There we go, look, so we can line up the CDI to know what direction to go to get to it, and we can go nav mode on the autopilot and it will track it for us and fly us straight down the pipe into the VOR station and cut any crosswinds out for us. Okay. So when we leave here, we'll be leaving on a course of 323 degrees towards our final destination today, which is Burke Lakefront. And we want to find, actually there's no VOR over there, so what's the range on this one? This will be good for 40 miles. We're within 40 miles all the way. But when we get to
contact Akron Executive Tower on 123.075.
When we get to about 10 miles
over
from
to
this,
Akron Executive Tower on 123.075.
so it's out of range ring.
Baron 9 Victor Zulu.
We'll give them a shout on the radio. So, do they have a? It's a good question actually. Does Burke Lakefront have a control tower? Yes, it has tower. So we'll be able to talk to them on the radio. There's a whole series of aeroplanes, 30,000 feet, 32,000 feet, 34,000 feet, so they're behind us and above us quite considerably. There's not much GA stuff around. There's some over here, look. They're staying away from the airports. So there's a Model 18, seems to be very popular with Say Intentions. 182, and oh, they're all big stuff. So there's somebody else over here at 8,000 feet. What's this? It's a Baron. There's a Station Air 2 over there. There's a Model 65. What's a Model 65 when it's at home? Okay, so we're going to be arranging to turn left in a moment for 323 degrees. So what we'll do is just align the heading bug with the direction we're going at the moment. go back to heading mode, and let's go and turn the course to 323 degrees. It's about there somewhere. So this is the direction relative to the little aeroplane in the middle, look. So you can see it here, look. We're going to be going that way. So we've aligned this, it's showing the same thing. So when we get to the direction we want to be going, the CDI will come in. Actually, should we do this one via GPS just for a change? So we'll switch this back to GPS. It's on this leg. Let's see how accurate this is. Let's go back to nav mode and let it do its trick. So it's going to follow the GPS track. Look, it's already banking right to get exactly onto the track. Let's see how good it is at following the curve. It should be very, very good at it. So we're back in GPS guidance mode. So we'll just leave the course pointing the same direction we're going to end up, but we're going to let it track the GPS track. So here comes the beginning of the curve, look. So it should start banking left. If you watch the little marker at the top of the attitude indicator, you'll see it banking to bring the aeroplane gently left. It's just kind of nibbling away at it, isn't it? To line it up. Obviously it's having to fight variable winds while it's doing it. So here comes the turn. Let's see how accurately it holds the curve. This line is our glide distance in the event of an engine failure, by the way. We're quite low at the moment, so it's not very far. Here we go, look, it's going to start banking. It's nailing it. It's going to be absolutely nailed, look, to that curve. How cool is that? So it's rounded off the corner past the VOR. And it's on rails, and it's switched over, look, to the next leg. But we can zoom back in to see it doing it. It's very impressive, isn't it? So we are on our way out towards our final destination. These are not Christmas trees, by the way. They're peaks of things we need to be aware of. So there'll be things like radio masts and stuff like that. It's one over there, look. You can just see it. So there's one coming up on our left. So if we scoot forwards, it should be over here somewhere. There's a mast that we should be seeing anytime soon. We're not going to see it, are we? Until we run into it. Twang. Where was it? It's some... yeah, there's pylons. Maybe it was that it's telling us about. Okay. So we're now tracking 3.5 miles from the VOR. So obviously distance measuring is nothing to do with the GPS. It's to do with the radio navigation kit. So the GPS has its own. So it's measuring down now, look, 28 miles until we get to where we're going. Now, I don't know if you noticed that this airport has, we mentioned this earlier, it has airspaces around it, which as VFR traffic we're not allowed into. So you've got Class B airspace there, look, from 1900 feet. So 3,000 feet, 1900 feet. So as you get closer, you have to stay lower and lower to keep out of the traffic for the airport. So within this range here, we can be below 3,000 feet and still cross into it, which is why we are at 2,000 feet. So you can see it here.
Departure,
look.
Grand Caravan 9 Yankee Romeo 2000 for 4,000.
Grand Caravan 9er Yankee Romeo, radar contact, altitude restrictions cancelled, maintain VFR.
Climb 4000, Grand Caravan 9er Yankee Romeo.
So sit ourselves back in the seat normally. Can we see the wind speed and direction on the avionics? Very probably, and I can't remember off the top of my head how you do it. So if we go menu while we're looking at the map, we can show map setup, weather. I'm not sure how. Weather source Sirius XM. Because this is the simulator of the real thing. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Can we change user fields? Maybe. We can do it that way.
Grand Caravan 9er Yankee Romeo, contact Coleman A Young Tower on 121.3.
121.3 for Grand Caravan 9er Yankee Romeo. Good day.
Speed and direction. There we go. So we can do it. So then we can go back, and that stays there. Obviously you can choose what you want to show around the outside of the screen, but yeah, you can do it. So it's worth saying this is the TDS GTN XI, which is a paid add-on. It's not free, and it's actually what you're seeing in the simulator is the real Garmin simulator used for training purposes and for education, and it's been retrofitted by the developers. I've forgotten what their name. TDS. It's
Departure been United 1673 2000 for 4000.
It's been retrofitted by TDS into the simulator.
Climb and maintain 8000.
And they've hooked it up obviously to all the data feeds.
8000 United 1673.
And the databases for the nav aids and everything, so it works perfectly. It's a real piece of work. It's very, very good. But that's why it looks so much higher fidelity than a lot of the other avionics kits you'll see, is because it is the real thing. So the TDS GTN, I'm not sure. Let's go and have a look. It's not cheap, but it's not super expensive either. So TDS GTN 750XI. Does it tell you here what it costs? Purchase now? Oh my word, that's a long page. So $75, £56. Obviously you buy it once, and then lots of different aeroplanes support it. Not all aeroplanes support it, but lots of them do. So you for example, in this one we get a choice within the aeroplane. We can have any of these chunks of radio kit to fly with. I actually love flying with the really basic radios, but also we get the choice between the PMS 50, which is free, and the TDS GTN.
United 1126 2000 for 4000.
So the PMS version is broadly similar.
Maintain 10,000.
It's not quite the same.
United 1126.
It's not quite as clever. But you know, for most people's use, I used to use the PMS all the time, and it works it works just as well. It just isn't quite as accurate to the real thing. So if you want to go playing with one of these systems, but that said, like I said, quite often I'll fly with all of the modern kit switched off because I don't actually like glass cockpits very much, and I'd rather just have radio kit because it gives you something to do.
Departure citation 9er Papa Lima 2000 for 4000.
Citation 9er Papa Lima, radar contact, climb and maintain 4000.
So
climb 4000, citation 9er Papa Lima.
Somebody in the live stream saying he's got the same intentions working,
1821 2000 for 4000.
but also has the generic planes from Flight Sim appearing.
21 radar contact, climb and maintain 12.
I'll show you briefly. Hopefully it won't mess the flight up. So if you go into settings,
2000 Frontier Flight 1821.
and go to global rendering quality in graphics and scroll down, and it's in here. Look, I've turned them off. Oh, so this is the static parked aircraft, sorry, and aircraft traffic. So this is the stuff that's on the ground. But if you go into online, turn off the aircraft traffic type. This is where it would say live and all the rest of it. Just turn it off and all of the airplanes in the sky will vanish. Also turn off multiplayer, and that will stop other people getting in your way. Okay, so we're getting close to the destination.
Departure, Brickyard
13 miles and counting, so let's give them a shout on the radio, shall we?
Brickyard 5641, radar contact, climb and maintain 11-1000.
So first of all, we'll cancel our flight following.
11-1000, Brickyard 5641.
Cleveland approach, Duke, Golf Juliet, Bravo, Echo, Kilo, terminating flight following.
Skyhawk 08 Bravo, contact Cleveland Tower on 124.5.
Going to Cleveland Tower on 124.5, Skyhawk 08 Bravo. Thank you, have a good day.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, flight following terminated, Squawk VFR.
Squawk VFR, Bravo Echo Kilo. So, I think, is it 7,000 in the US or is it 1,200? Let's go 7,000. So then we'll go over to Cleveland, Burke Lakefront. Was this already lit up? No, it hasn't. So we want to go and get the comm radio for it, don't we? Tower 124.3. Okay, the sim has frozen for a moment there, just to scare me to death. 124.300. Transfer that to active on the radio. And this is Burke Lakefront. We're just talking to Tower though, aren't we? Tower, Duke, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, approaching from the south, requesting full stop landing. Let's see what they give us. Is the tower correct? Let's have a look. 124.3. That's what we had. 124.3. Interesting. Why are they not responding? Tower, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, radio check, please. They gone for a cup of tea or something. Let's try clicking on this, which should do exactly the same thing. Burke Lakefront Tower, Duke Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you, 2,000 feet approaching from the south. Do you read? Oh my word, why can't they hear us? So wind is not supporting ILS.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, Lakefront Tower, I read you. Continue inbound for runway 6 right. Report when you have the airport in sight. Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, Lakefront Tower, I read you. Say intentions.
Requesting full stop landing 6 right. Bravo Echo Kilo.
Bear 904 Hotel, contact departure.
So 6 right is over.
Going over to departure, Bear 904 Hotel, so long.
It's right in front of us, look, so
Duke
we're going to have to go
Bravo
and
Echo Kilo.
kill
Enter
the
left downwind
autopilot.
for runway 6 right. Report when established in the pattern.
Entering left downwind for 6 right. Bravo Echo Kilo. So we're going to go around the airport. We have to be turning left, so we're going to go over the water. We'll avoid the airport. Stay at 2,000 feet, which is above traffic altitude. Let's go and turn the landing lights on. So when we are abeam the tower going downwind, so what they mean is travelling this way past the airport over the water, we will call in that we are downwind. We'll also drop to 1,000 feet and get the speed down. So let's start descending as we go. Actually, no, we'll stay up for the moment because we want to stay above anybody approaching or departing until we're on the pattern or in the pattern. So there's the airport. I wonder where the controller was. He must have been off making a cup of tea. Going to get an angry message or an angry email from a controller now saying we don't
Bravo
wander
Echo
off to
Kilo,
make cups of tea.
020 at 10. Runway 6 right, clear to land.
Clear to land the runway 6 right, Bravo Echo Kilo. So it's the really short runway we've got, look, not the great big one. So we've been cleared in, so let's go and start descending. So, did we have prop sync on? Yes, we did. That can't be on anymore. Not for landing. And we're within flaps range now, so let's start getting the flaps ready. And drop. Gear down. Be interesting to get a proper approach chart for this airport. To see, I bet you have to do an offset approach to avoid the buildings.
500.
Especially that stadium, look, that's right in the way. So bringing the RPM up. Why have we not got an accurate altimeter? Can we stop by the time of the turn? Maybe just flaps up.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, contact ground on 121.9er.
Contacting ground 121.9er, Bravo Echo Kilo. Let's go and talk to ground. Lakefront ground, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, departing runway 6 right, requesting taxi to general aviation parking. Let's get the landing lights off.
Duke Bravo Echo Kilo, taxi to Pakistan 15 via Charlie. Have a good day.
Taxi to Pakistan via Charlie, Bravo Echo Kilo. So this is guessing that's Bravo. Interesting. So where's, unless this is wrong, of course. Let's have a look on Navigraph, see if it's any different. Look at that. That engine noise is awesome, isn't it? Yeah, look, this has got Charlie for this. Okay, so then Golf down here. Or do we want to just go straight into Charlie there? I wonder if that's what that means. We'll make it up. The engine noises in this thing are incredible, aren't they? Some nice buildings over there, aren't there? Obviously this is not a study level airport, but, or sorry, a high fidelity airport I should say. It's still pretty good though. Park over near the fuel stand, shall we? Okay, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the propellers when we pull the fuel. Ready? Very cool. Okay, so we want to go and turn some things off. Turn off the... Now remembering this thing has got state saving, so we're going to do things properly. We're going to turn off the avionics. Turn the generators off.
Bureau 94 Hotel, radio check. Bureau 94 Hotel, instruments to Dayton Cox with information Papa.
I am working on that.
So there'll be cooling fans you can hear in the background behind the instruments, I would imagine. So you can hear everything's calming down gently while we're sat here. I think that's pretty much it. There's no switches on the roof, is there, in this thing? So mags are off, boost pumps are off, generators are off, battery's still on at the moment, avionics is off. The cowl flaps, I didn't open them. That was kind of, it's debatable, you know, for a little flight like this, but you should have them for taxiing and sitting here running up. You should normally have the cowl flaps open. But there we go. So we can have a look and see if that has actually damaged anything by not opening the cowl flaps. So now we're showing 100%. It's looking good. Battery capacity has come down a little bit. Look, that sitting here for a couple of minutes with the battery on, it started to eat away at it. So let's go and turn the battery off. And that gets rid of the cooling fans as well, obviously. So everything's spooling down. So, coming back round the back of the seats here, we should be able to, if I remember how to do it, open the door. I'm not sure, can we? Yeah, it clips at the doorway. You can't go and fly through it with the pilot view. There are lots of other bits and pieces in this aeroplane as well, if you've not seen it before. It's really lovely. Really, really nicely done. And let's go and open all the doors up and we'll have a look around outside as well. So if we go back into the tablet and go into payload and open the nose baggage door, cabin door. Oh, we already had that, didn't we? Refill oxygen. Put the wheel chocks in place, the pitot covers, the engine covers, the external power, and the engine heaters, which are really cool. So yeah, you get these great big system look with a generator on the ground on a crate to warm the engines up. And we've got the door open at the front now, and it's cool, isn't it? Chocks are in place. And the pitot cover's in place, obviously, blowing around in the wind. We appear to still have... Oh, of course, say intentions. You have the option in say intentions whether it pays attention of the power to the radios or not. And I've got it turned off, I think, so I can hear it even when the radio's off.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
So we could go and end say intentions for the day. That worked nicely today. So there you go. That was the Duke. The Piston Duke. So obviously there's also a turbine variant that's got gas turbine or turboprops. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed that today, and we'll be back again very soon with another flight, probably with the Turbine Duke next time, and we'll have a play with it. Just to show you what the radio kit looks like, if you opt for the most basic options going, let's go for... oh, actually, I think we have to restart to get rid of this. Oh, do we have to confirm? Does that do it? Changing autopilots, get ready. Here we go. So yeah, you can have the most basic kit going. So we could have these two, for example. So if we confirm, give it a second or two. There we go. That's better. Look at that. So that's obviously reliant on another file that I don't have installed. So you could just have two KX155Bs, which would just be a load of rubbish. It'd be these basically. There we go, look. Proper early 1980s hardware. Or 1970s probably, actually. But there you go. I actually prefer flying seat of the pants with stuff like that and having to work things out in my head, rather than seeing things on a glass screen. That's far too obvious. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. See you again soon. Take care.